guys, Michael with armchairbuilder.com here. Hey listen, today I want to show you how to build a headboard for your bed without spending a whole bunch of money. Now in this case, we're going to actually build the headboard on the wall. So we want to create a furniture look without having to spend like one. And in this case, the headboard's going to be on the wall. So instead of the 4 to 5 to 6 inch thickness of the headboard, we're actually going to save that space. So if you have a tight room, this could be the perfect project for you. So we've already framed out the frame for our headboard here. Now we've used some 1x3 for the outside frame, and we've nailed it, glued it, and caulked it into place and painted it. Now the one thing you want to make sure you do is, if you're going to use, we're using an actual wood, engineered wood to fill up the inside to give it that furniture finished look. You want to make sure, like here we've got a 1x, which is actually 3/4 inches thick. So the engineered wood we've chosen is 3/8 inch thick. So when we apply that 3/8 inch thickness to the center of this, we want to make sure that that edge has been painted. So there's actually going to be some relief from the actual wood field, between the wood field and the frame. So you want to make sure that that edge is painted tight and looks good. So the first thing you're going to want to do is lay out the size and the shape of the headboard on the wall.
So the headboard we're building here is for a queen size bed. So our outside measurement is going to be 57 3/4 inches. Now your bed may be a different size, so just do what looks right. In our case, our headboard's going to be slightly smaller than the actual bed. So just to give you an idea of what this is going to look like, is we're going to install these pre-finished engineered wood panels vertically all the way across the headboard to give it a more finished look. So this is the same hardwood that you would use on a floor. So for our headboard, we're going to be about 2 feet above the mattress. Now this is personal preference, based on what the room looks like and, basically how you want it to look.
So before you start applying the wood, the one thing we're going to want to do is create a layout. So we're going to take our tape measure, and we're going to measure the full width of the inside of the frame, okay? And we know that our wood pieces are actually 4 3/4. Now this is that engineered wood I was talking about. It's actually 3/8 inch thick. It's actually a floating floor when it's used as a floor, and clips together, so it snaps together. It's got a tongue and groove system. But in this case, the reason why we use this is that it's so light. It'll be easy to use a glue and adhesive, a quick setting adhesive, and glue it right to the wall. And we'll be done in no time with this project. This project should take you no more than just a couple hours. There's going to be some dry time on the paint, but other than that, it should take no more than a couple hours. So anyway, we know that this thing is 4 3/4 wide. So whatever material you use that number. And then we measure the width of the actual inside of the frame, and then we're going to divide that out. The reason why we do this is we want to make sure that the two end pieces on either end, we're going to have to rip those most likely lengthwise, and we want to make sure that we don't have different thicknesses on either side. We want them to be both the same size. So what we've determined, because we're 50 3/4 from end to end, and these are 4 3/4, we're going to have to rip 3/4 of an inch off of each end piece to make sure it fits nice and tight, and these are even on either side.
So now we're going to cut the first piece lengthwise to fit between the top and bottom rail of the frame that we've put up on the wall. You want to make certain you have a sharp saw blade so that you get a nice clean cut. And always wear your safety glasses when cutting. So now we've cut that first piece lengthwise with the table saw, and we're left with an unfinished edge. So one trick to use that trim carpenters use is to take a magic marker, a dark marker, brown, that matches as close as possible to that wood, and color that edge so that it won't show up as easily, that unfinished, brand new cut edge. So now we're going to use a quick setting glue to hold each piece into place. We're going to use Power Grab by Loctite. Great product. You put it on the back, push it into place on the wall, hold it there for about a minute, and it's good to go. No face nailing. So when you're applying the glue, you just don't want to get too close to the edge of the panels, otherwise it'll squeeze out and show on the surface. So each piece is going to be cut to fit, glued on the back side, and then that tongue on the piece is going to be slid into and locked into the piece adjacent to it, and then it should be held into place for about a minute until the glue takes hold. Now you work your way across the headboard, cutting each piece to fit and gluing it into place. So you'll need to rip that last panel on the left-hand side lengthwise to fit, just like you did on the right side of the headboard. So for about $70 and a couple hours of your time, you've got a nice looking headboard that will maximize the use of space in your room.